Welcome back to ESL One Katowice, the $1 million major. Attendance in Poland for the first ever time here in the Spodek Arena. We're into our semi-finals right now, and it is tied up once more. 1-1 between Liquid and Vici Gaming as we head into our third and final game. Don't forget, we've also got the third match of the day, the second semi-final to come as well. So plenty more Dota to come. And also, if you haven't voted yet, maybe you've been swayed by that last performance by the Juggernaut in the last game from Miracle. He already leads, so he doesn't really need any more votes. But if you fancy it and you want to give him a bigger lead, you can go and do that right now, right on the site, on your screen right now. The MVP by Mercedes-Benz. Thank you very much for your support again, Mercedes, on the MVP trophy, which will be, of course, delivered tomorrow, as will the grand final. We're still a little while away from that, though, and Liquid and Vici right now, locked horns, they're tied up. It's time for game number 3, and our panel are ready to bring you all of their wisdom before the draft begins. Look at the 3 wise men we have.
Do you want us to talk
He's
to
missing
or?
a beard.
True.
All wise men have a beard, Blitz.
I'm trying. It's not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
Like
He's been growing that for 20 years already. Leave him alone, Cat.
This thing has been, I think it's like 4.5 months or something.
If we could have like a camera zoom in, you could see the little follicles.
Kev's already, it's already going through Kev's mind. Why
4
can't I
months.
not shave for 4.5 months?
That's me too. I don't know what you're talking about, Red Eye.
Okay, Kevin would be like,
Kidding?
he's like, think of the time efficiency. I would actually save so much time in my life.
All right, let's get into this draft. 1-1 right now. Will, advantage Liquid, do you feel now?
No.
Mind game-wise?
I still like Vici.
Okay.
I was the one that called Liquid, and I didn't even feel confident about that. I feel like Vici's team fighting last game was a little bit sloppier, but if they play anything like they did in game 1, I think that they are the team of this tournament so far.
Okay. Do we depart, Kevin, from the norm between these two? Because we've seen 5 games between them now over the last 4 days. They've all felt fairly similar in terms of the way that they've both drafted and whether they've drafted the other way. You know, we saw the Jug versus the Gyro, then we saw the Gyro versus it. We haven't seen anything crazy so far. Is this the game?
Maybe. I'm not sure, I guess. It all depends on how the openings go, like who gets first pick, how that adjusts based on the first bans. It's kind of like a well-known maze that only the teams know because that's what they're planning.
It's a good way of explaining it.
Liquid are refusing to give them both the DK and Gyrocopter. I was thinking about that. I think they actually set that up where they're like both Gyro and Death Prophet, both of them very susceptible to the Juggernaut.
The Clockwork definitely fell into their hands, though, because the time that Vici Gaming went for it, it was against a Nyx Assassin, which is another hero that can't really contest the enemy carry very well. It's very similar for both games, actually.
They beat the Naga too, which I think was huge for them.
Yeah, it's a mind block gone, isn't it?
They demonstrated like, okay guys, it wasn't the Naga. Kuro said, I think the Bat Rider is the bigger issue, and I think ultimately he was correct.
Especially since they've gone 2 series against it now.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say like, a lot of people will say like, well, Naga's the common link, they can't beat it, just get it out of the way. Well, he just beat it.
Yeah. It's worth remembering as well, they did win one of the games in the best of 3 against the Naga as well, so it wasn't like they couldn't beat it.
I'm still okay with Vici Gaming getting Naga Siren. Because again, I think their team fight is so good and it looks that much better with Naga Siren. You could still get a different lineup around it.
Do they do it again here?
Would you say that that Liquid beat it with any particular hero? Because the hero I was thinking was Elder Titan, and they banned it themselves. So what do you think they're thinking there? Are they going to let him get Naga? Are they planning to think Naga will get through? Like, Will, why don't you think Naga is the important hero?
I think it's good, for sure. It's just, in this meta, like, there's so much that, even though it feels as though the 3 bans on each side are enough, it really doesn't, because people are finding abusive ways to, like, play heroes. I think that it's also a draft advantage, too, if you can consistently beat the Naga and you can just keep baiting it out. And if you personally don't think it's a problem, but the enemy team thinks it's the reason why it's winning, it's a pretty big advantage, right?
That's true.
Like, Vici's in a weird position right now, because they're in the idea of, okay, well, we've gone this far with this hero, it's consistently won. Do we really give up on it at this point? And Liquid might be on the sense of like, oh well, we're past this hero. We don't actually think that this is the reason why you're winning, and I mean this best of 3 kind of like, it'll prove who was correct in their assessment of that.
It's true. The bat has gone.
Yeah. I think it's really hard though in these positions, just because like first pick versus second pick, these kinds of things change it too. And Liquid very clearly looked comfortable against it, but Vici, and like I said, they've won with it so much.
We have such a strong focus on lanes. The Bane has been left out there this time around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very popular with.
That is a
with
hard
Vici.
hero to beat. A pure damage nuke that also heals him up.
You think Vici are willing to take the Disruptor second this time around?
It'd be easier setup, I guess, but I feel like they'd be too vulnerable in lanes. I think this is the second, the longest delay for a 2-3 pick of the tournament so far, at least recently.
Chen PL.
PL.
Oh, it's to block the gyro.
Yeah.
That they've been
Because
taking.
they could, and they have done in the past, taken the Jug Naga first thing.
Yeah.
It's just to dissuade them a little bit, Will, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the miracle hero that will hopefully, regardless of like what late game situation you run into, will win the game for you. And I think Liquid play a lot better behind that, anyways.
What about Tiny versus PL?
It's okay. The tempo's alright. When's the last time Vici picked
I was
it?
going to say, not something they run.
No.
I was looking back a couple of months, couldn't find one until there was a match at Genting that they played it.
But first, you
against
probably have
SG.
to guard against the Chen, right? Like I think you would deal with that problem first.
Yeah, in fact, when they played SG, they played it in all 3 games, and they lost one of those, Will.
Good switcheroo.
Okay. Did you, Kane?
It's good. High armor. It'll be difficult for PL to kill him, but you can drain his mana, but it'll go Soul Ring, so...
And the splash damage, I think, is
yeah.
very helpful against the PL in these fights. Honestly, DK carry has been super impressive all tournament long.
Has been one of the standouts. It's currently at 70%. 20 picks.
Yeah, you don't want it to be your solo carry, but as like a secondary core, it still looks really good at like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's incredibly tanky. The team fight aspect of it is very strong. His stun is really nice. All of his talent scale. There's no weak aspect of this hero. The laning is also very good because of Dragon's Blood.
Would you say
like-
he works well enough against Chen, though? Like, because I feel like if you hit him like level 1, level 2, you can certainly gank him. Maybe even level 3.
Yeah, but it's more that the meta has geared towards the Chen going into the off lane that I think he's somewhat comfortable against. And there's not a lane that you really get wrecked in as a DK. He doesn't really care too much about what you put against him because he feels like Zeus in the sense that at worst he trades out.
So you take away Viper for the break aspect. Is there any other mids that you would be worried about, Will? Like Death Prophet or something?
DP is kind of annoying. Shadow Fiend is problematic as well, but there's a very good chance that this is just straight up like a PL mid.
Yeah, because the matchup is fine for you, right?
Yeah, I don't think they care about this matchup very much. I
And
think
in
Liquid
which
have
case
done
you're
it.
still looking at maybe like a Sand King pickup or the Beastmaster that we were talking about in the first series as the coupler for the Chen.
Yeah. In an ideal world right now, what Liquid will do is they'll run some kind of dual lane mid, and then they'll dual off lane, and they'll put Matama Man in a hero situation one-on-one up the top, where no matter what, he's always going to be okay. Which is why Vici, they very smartly, I think, banned the Lone Druid. Like, this is one of those heroes that doesn't really lose any straight-up matchup. Maybe the Bat Rider's okay against it, but Liquid already banned that in the first phase. And I think they realize, like, the Bat Rider's annoying for us when it comes to the draft, because if we take if Vici takes Bat Rider, then we don't get that guaranteed, like, Matama Man will be okay in this lane kind of situation.
It's kind of like the Razor problem in some
Yes.
ways, though, right? Huh. So Earthshaker the next pick.
So I think that it's really hard to find a support that matches up against Naga Siren that can be a threat, right? Because otherwise you have like a core trying to counter a support in that regard. And that's why I liked what you said about Disruptor being a pretty good hero versus Naga Siren. I feel like Earthshaker could be one of those heroes as well. And that you're just like a jump in, instantly blow up a hero. Either before song goes off or maybe directly on the Naga Siren itself.
Yeah. It's the Fissure, I mean, especially if you take the new talent, the range one, it's quite nice at blocking that off to begin with.
Yeah.
And this time around, I mean, I wanted it last time, right? When they picked Chen, the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I thought they were going to pick it up second pick, actually. But
They last picked
priority.
Earthshaker 4 months ago against Vici Gaming.
Oh.
Dota Pit. And
What-
won with it.
What's the,
That was a weird game. That was a Brew TA Kotl Lone Druid Shaker game.
I think there was a couple games since then, but
Yeah,
They're
just
all
in
like
terms
3
of
to 4
against
months.
Vici.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
your supports are not great versus PL.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But-
looking at too.
That's okay.
you need a frontliner right now for Liquid. Like you need something that just runs in, tanks up a lot of attention, and can dual lane if needed.
Man, it just must suck so bad having to pick Witch Doctor against a Chen, which is good, but there's also a PL. Because when late game comes and there's a billion illusions, you know Cask is like a one-man stun.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Your one job is like getting Maledict, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about tank?
I'm okay with it.
Like, I like the addition of some extra magic damage, and it also gives you that, like, I have a clear initiation and a good amount of burst damage.
Yeah, Sanking always works better as a secondary initiation anyways.
Yeah.
It'd get really good late game, too. If they get, like, Sanking plus Earthshaker, they just have to initiate first, find the solo hero chain stun. Assuming it's not Naga, or hopefully it's Naga. So Pugna just kind of shows tempo, right? Pugna, Earthshaker, Chen, very good at pushing towers.
10 seconds remaining.
The team fight's not bad.
There's always a disengage too with the Earthshaker. And Pugna, it kind of works as a good hero overall. Like, it's very fast. It clears out the illusions very quickly. Nether Ward's obnoxious to fight under. And it's like a nice one-on-one hero to begin with. Like, nobody really likes the lane against Pugna. I thought they needed some kind of frontliner though for the rest of their lineup. But I guess Chen creeps are also good for that.
So that now comes from whatever safe lane, off lane hero.
Yeah.
Rather.
Underlord's very good against Chen creeps. A lot of damage there. Pretty good against PL for most stages of the game too.
I think one of the big, I've been hating on Underlord a lot this tournament, but I think one big difference here is that Vici Gaming do have very active core in the Dragon Knight, and I'm only going to assume that Vici Gaming is going to follow that up with another very active core, as that has been kind of their strategy whole tournament.
Yeah. I think if they didn't have Pugna, I'd really like OD from Liquid.
Yeah, the OD versus Underlord safe lane is, it's a mess. Yeah. Cuts through the Dragon Knight as well.
And to like a lesser extent, these heroes like Monkey King and things of that nature.
10 seconds.
But they already have PL, so maybe they feel comfortable about their win condition already. Like they don't feel as though they need a second one.
Remaining.
Yeah, if I'm Liquid, I'm just going to entirely focus on getting myself another team fighter.
Dire team pick.
Timbersaw was quite smart.
Yeah, a hero has a really high win rate against Dragon Knight actually.
Yeah, it takes away a frontliner too from
What
Liquid.
about Death Prophet for Liquid? Can they fit that in the lanes maybe?
They could.
Is that banned? I know that has a high win rate against Dragon Knight. It has a good win rate against Underlord as well, I believe.
5 seconds remaining.
Trying to think what else Vici need. Oh.
Hello. Where have you been?
Well, that's not the most active hero in the world.
Is that the first this tournament, Paul?
It's not the first pick or ban. Or the first pick, actually. It has been picked once. And one ban. No, in fact, just once. No bans. Just one slight pick, which was in the VP versus Vici Gaming matchup, would you believe, in the group stages.
Yeah.
That was also... That was a weird game, though, because that was with Sven as well.
The odd picks here that I'd be okay with are like MK or OD. But I don't know if Liquid thinks they already have enough like carry and just similar hero.
Lifesteal and Ursa were the two heroes that came to mind for me, but I think Ursa deals a lot better with Naga Siren
Than MK?
than Lifestealer does. Yeah.
Okay.
You can lane against all the enemy cores as well. So I don't think we'll be doing too much lane swapping.
There's still plenty of argument going on in the Vici Gaming camp. Meanwhile, players are getting themselves set, they're getting themselves ready, so we'll get our final thoughts on the panel. Kevin, which way is this going?
I feel more confident about Liquid's draft, I believe. I feel like they set the tempo.
Okay. Well?
I think you're going to say Liquid, so I will break up the clean sweep and go with Vici.
What was playing the game? Cap?
I think I am going to say Liquid because I'm not sure about the Underlord with the Alchemist. I don't know. It feels like one of those lineups where Liquid really could run you over.
Okay, all right. Well, we're ready. Hope you're ready, everyone here in the Spodek Arena and everyone tuned in around the world, because this is the final game of the first semi-final a chance to go through to the grand final for Liquid and Vici, and this is where MVPs are born.
Thank you very much, Paul. And I think we're all very excited to see who's going to be the MVP of this game. Game 3, Liquid versus Vici Gaming. And, folks, we've got an Alchemist. No, in the past, there would have been many a time where I would have said, Alchemist, bit of a yawn fest. But this time around, I'm excited. We just don't get to see this hero nowadays.
You're excited for Alchemist?
I am.
Oh, God, what's wrong with you? Never excited for Alchemist. It is a very farm-intensive hero. I don't know how it's actually played because I have not seen this hero in quite a long time. I think they're just trying to match and keep up with the farm versus that Phantom Lance to be able to get that like massive hero that can just stand toe-to-toe with him. But there are heroes that are very good versus the Alchemist between the Pugna and the Ursa. These two heroes are known old counters actually to deal with Alchemist in that early game just to kind of run over him.
So what is the plan with the Alchemist? You think, is this VG saying, we are just going to make this game go so late that Ursa gets to the point where he struggles to have a game, we can get to the stage where we're sort of transitioning this Naga into a carry? Is that the plan, or are we going to see some sort of a different approach with the Alchemist?
I think we're going to see something very different. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I think he wants to be able to farm the pace of the Phantom Lancer, and I think they're going to want to be able to like use the acid spray to delay the game constantly, and also to be able to secure Roshan with that Underlord as well, because they've got the Firestorm and they've got acid spray, which are very good tools of being able to pressure Rosh.
Maybe he just saw the GPM that Miracle hit last game and said, guys, I got to beat this. I got to show who's who in terms of the carries. And Paparazzi says the only way to do that is to play this Alchemist. So let's see how it goes. He's going to be in the mid lane against Mind Control Pugna.
Very hard
backup
lane.
of GH on the Earthshakers there as well.
Very, very hard lane, even if it was just the Pugna as an Alchemist. You have very low armor, and Pugna is one of the best at just harassing, and with this, with an Earthshaker coming in, I think Paparazzi is going to be under a whole lot of pressure here. They're deciding to go for a slight aggro so they can make sure that 11 actually has a presence in this game. Because we've seen this matchup time and time again. When you get these Ursas, these Monkey Kings, these natural 1v1ers versus Underlord, the hero just becomes an absolute non-factor in the game. So they want to secure 11 because he's going to be very important for their game plan.
So that's the bottom lane, that's the mid lane. What about the top lane? What can we expect to see there? Is this DK already going to be fine on his own?
Until the Kuroki rotations come in. I think he can do okay versus a PL, but once Chen starts rotating in, you start getting way too bullied.
So all these lanes, as we're going to say, this mid lane going to be very interesting. Something a little different. Perhaps he's got the level in the acid spray.
Look at Kuroki right now. He's got the preparation for the kill. The double shard golems and the mud golem.
The amount of rocks that can be thrown out from this combo is quite insane. And he's making the move towards Paparazzi. This certainly is the easy hero to gank, and Paparazzi is getting pretty far up here. So Kuro will have a lot of time to close the gap. There's the initial slow with the decrep. Oh, look at these rocks just firing through. He'll put the fairy fire, but they will be able to take him. First blood for Mind Control as they bring down Paparazzi. Kuro making that rotation, as you say, with this, if not the most potent creep combo at level 1.
400 damage from a Chen at level 1. Thank you, Shard Golems.
So eyes onto Kuro to continue to do that. We did see in game 1, despite the loss, Kuro had a very good opening on the Chen. Lanham trying to man fight Kuro here. Kuro trying to hold his ground. We'll have to begin to back off. He's got the first stun coming out. Lanham does have the root. He's going to chase this. He's level 2. Kuroki does take up one of the wild rings. He gets the tornado going, which will start to put Lanham off and also causes his own mud golem to split because he caught hold of a new neutral creep. Lanham now being forced into the tree line. GH is there as well. They're hunting. They've got vision on him now. Lanham, one more Riptide, and he has got a bit of improved movement speed, but the Fisher holding him in the tornado is bringing him low. Stick charge will come out, but now he'll just look. He's trying to body block with a creep here. Kuro can't quite close the gap and get in front of Lanham. So Lanham, I mean, he's making space here. Mind Control will come across. They should get this kill as the Decrepify slow comes through. There's the blast. They will finally take him. But indeed, bottom lane, there's pressure going on here. The Maledict ticking Matuma Man down very low. Will just be able to survive there on 29 HP. Fenrir really wanted to finish that kill, but could not quite. They'll salve up on Matuma. GH is moving into position, may be able to find a Fisher to set up for Matuma Man to close the gap. We'll go for the attempt here, and he manages to get a perfect block off there. Can they close this gap though? Matuma Man getting a couple of touches, does find the slow. Going for the switch, Dr. 11 trying to turn with the Firestorm, and with the Maledict in the cast, this Matuma Man bear's got to be careful. He's going to pop. Fenrir is still alive for now. GH, can he quite close this gap? It doesn't look like he can, but he's got the Fisher back up. Will come down, will find the kill, but that's Matuma Man being forced out of lane for a long time and still dies.
RNG on the side of Vici there. 4 creeps, but the cask hits Matu twice.
Top lane Lanham. He wants that creep, and he'll get it. Easy ripper there for Lanham. And now Kuro, he is creepless. So Lanham will continue to give him a bit of a rundown here. Kuro grabs the bounty rune though. Top lane CS, what are we looking at the moment? Ori 17 for 1, Miracle 18 for 8.
Fairly even. Miracle is starting to put a lot of pressure on though.
Lanham is continuing to chase Kuro here. He's got the extra move speed there. He's going to try for the TP out as the root comes through, and he'll make it in time. Kuro gets out, bottom lane. The cast, the Maledict onto GH will turn, but the combo of the Firestorm Maledict is going to do quite a bit to GH. Shouldn't be enough to kill him, as he will be able to escape with his life save. 30 HP on this Shaker. But once that starts to scale up, once there's sort of a couple of levels in that and a few levels in the Firestorm, Maledict Firestorm is going to make many a hero just have to leave the lane.
Yeah. I'm really astonished at how well Paparazzi's doing in mid. That can be a bit of a punish lane from the Pugna. Pugna is ahead, but I thought he'd actually be a little bit more behind, especially from that first blood gank.
All right. A little bit of a difficulty here. Miracle getting aggressive, actually gets the
him.
kill. The Spirit Lance damage is enough.
That's a solo kill.
It is. And now Lanham, I mean, Miracle's sort of turning towards him. He's looking about playing around on this, but he is out of regen, so will simply rush back to the creep and keep his distance. But a straight up kill there in a 1v1 situation for Miracle. In a lane where he's already farming pretty well, as we've seen. Phase Boots now picked up for the out. Mind Control has hit that level 6. Top lane, movement coming in. Miracle is going to get brought down very low by the roof, but oh, he goes for the illusion bait. It's worked. It's worked. Can he actually get out of this though? He turns towards Lanham, will go down to the Riptide. Kuro, can he get the finish off kill? Oh, the mirror image dodge off the stun. Very nicely done from Lanham. We'll keep Lanham safe, and they get that kill on Miracle. Despite his best efforts there with the illusion juke attempt, they get the kill. The same time down bottom, Matuma Man goes down. The level 2 Maledict's there, and this is the point where the damage just that little bit too much for an Ursa before he hits that level 6.
This dual lane is doing so much work. Like we were saying, the Ursa versus the Underlord, Underlord can really suffer if it's in that 1v1. So having this Witch Doctor down there constantly is putting a lot of pressure on Matu.
Bottom lane, 11, getting gone on again, but Matu, he's just going to get turned upon, and he's in trouble. He's got the Tango regen.
Oh, he's dead.
One more tick and he's going to be gone. And again, as you say, this duo may be something that Matuma Man's not laned against before, because he's losing his life a few too many times against this. This Firestorm Maledict combo, the right clicks as well as that Underlord. Very scary at this early stage. Mid lane, Lanham does get caught out by the Fisher. Mind Control trying for the chase, but Lanham will be able to keep his distance, get back behind the tower. Build from Paparazzi this game will be the phase boost into the armlet on the Alchemist to start with, and he's making good time on it now. We'll see this replay again up top. Good attempt from Miracle, but not quite good enough. As he does totally fool them there.
They were almost able to get a return kill because of that juke, though.
Yeah.
But Lanham having those stick charges was enough to...
And Kuro nearly found... I mean, if he gets this stun here, maybe he gets the kill, but look, bam, perfect timing there from Lanham.
Perfect.
As he jukes it out. 4-4.
About a 1k lead for Vici at the moment. Paparazzi continuing to do a great job in the mid lane. Finding himself that regen rune was really clutch. So let's just keep spamming that acid spray. And like you said, yeah, armlet. So it looks like it's going to be that old standard build, probably the armlet into Radiance to be able to deal with that Phantom Lancer.
Smoke coming out from GH and Kuro. They're moving in bottom. They want to punish this aggression that Fenrir and 11 are constantly going for. They do have the Maledict onto Matuma Man, bringing him down low with a quick burst from Mind Control. Takes down the Witch Doctor. They'll surround 11. They've got the stuns from the Kuro army. 11 trying his best to run his way out of it, but the blast is too much from Mind Control. They're able to punish that duo lane that has been able to bully Ursa so well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And with that sort of play, Miracle continuing to get space up here, heads into the jungle. VG did try and mirror the movements of Liquid there, sent 4 of their own up to top to try and find Miracle, but Miracle keeps it safe in the jungle, moves immediately to the middle lane. So VG will get space to push onto this tier 1 tower top.
Both teams trying to get that tower pressure as best as possible, but unfortunately my control was pretty much out of mana, so he had to actually leave that bottom lane. But top, Vici will get a tower.
I'll get the push on. More money in the bank here for Paparazzi, as this tower should pretty much give him that armlet. And this is that point where there's definitely a chance for the outplays. Paparazzi actually TPing straight into the mid lane. We'll get fished immediately. Miracle as well, trying for a bit of harassment with the Spirit Lance. And Paparazzi feeling strong, just try and come in to punch back at this PL.
He doesn't want to lose this mid tower, but he might just lose it anyway, even though the acid spray's down. He's pinging it. He wants his teammates to come help him.
He's not getting any backup for now. This is going to be a free mid 1 tower.
Dire's middle tower has
9
fallen.
minutes in. Relatively early here for Liquid to take that mid tier 1.
Vici's heavily shut down Matumba though. He's going to be going for what looks like a Mask of Madness build, just to try to catch back up. Might still change to the Blink if he's able to get it online early enough. And it will be standard PL build, just that Diffusal Blade. And yeah, like we were saying, Alchemist has queued up the Radiance, so to be able to deal with those PL illusions and to keep match that farm.
Ori, Decrep, mind control, closes the gap, easy kill, just waltzes under the tower and takes it. Now GH's there as well. Can they look towards Fenrir? GH has got the Fissure back up, looks for the setup with the Fissure. They've got the slow from the Decrep. Mind control closes the gap, gets the blast off. The paralyzing cast bounce is buying some time for Fenrir. He's looking his best to hide in the trees, will still survive for now. Can he do anything to help turn this one around? Doesn't look like it, with Miracle's rotation coming in as well. Lanham will fall. Liquid get themselves a second kill out of this, and they're still hunting for more. Fenrir getting chased down. Ori will return to the lane on the Dragon Knight. Fenrir trying his best with the juice, but he gets surrounded. Liquid take down another. Now Ori, he's sort of in on his own. 11's coming with the rotation to help back up this Dragon Knight. They'll turn immediately with a stun onto Mind Control and will claim the life of the Pugna. Miracle falling low, but does get himself out of the tower range. Him and GH will back up.
They're losing a bunch of heroes on Vici, but during all this, Paparazzi is just climbing that net worth board. #1 by 1,300 now. I'm having flashbacks of the old Alchemist.
I was of the old Paparazzi as well. He used to be quite the player on this hero. So I'm sure he'll be overjoyed to get the chance to play it once again in 2018, nonetheless, playing an Alchemist. And so far, so good. As you say, he's hitting the timings. And he's on par for a good advancement onto the Radiance.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But this Miracle PL is going to get it to that point very shortly where he is going to be a huge nuisance for any of VG's heroes. The Diffusal Blade being closed in upon, about 1,200 more gold, and it will be there.
They're continuing to pressure Matu, though. The rotation from just the 2 supports this time actually is scaring the Ursa, because the Witch Doctor's level 6 already. So with Maledict and with Death Ward, they can surely bring down that Ursa. And they're just constantly just making space for this Alchemist to just keep farming up. Does feel like Liquid is under the gun a little bit here. They will spot Ori here.
Top lane. Quick slow from Mind Control. They get the Fissure touch as well with the blast. Ori brought down low. Will still be able to run it off. Another blast connects. Mind Control, he's hunting, has another Decrepify. Blast is going to be back up in a second, and Ori still alive. One more needed. They've got the root. They're trying for the turnaround. He goes in with the Dragon Tail Breathe Fire as well. Mind Control will get punished, but the blast was out in time. So the 1-for-1 trade. Mind Control gets the kill on Ori. Does cost him his life. Miracle continuing to get space in the middle lane now as he starts to push the wave right up to the tier 2. Paparazzi's there though with the D push.
Not about team fights this game. Just looking at both lineups, they're both about just getting their farm up on their individual heroes and then take the fights when they're large enough, because neither of them really have those natural team fighters. It's pretty much just the Earthshaker and the Pugna on the side of Liquid, while on Vici it's majorly that Underlord and Dragon Knight.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under attack.
Relic is almost online. Paparazzi.
Top lane. Quick root. Cast as well as the Death Ward. GH, he is going to be gone for. Maledict will cause him to pop.
That's a pretty big kill too, because I didn't realize how close he was actually to blink on the Earthshaker.
11's out of there. And he won't have to worry too much of those sort of plays for a little bit of time, as he has got the completed hood on the Underlord. Very, very strong against this core Pugna.
Yeah, against core Pugna and Earthshaker, you kind of need a pipe or a hood. just because we saw Secret run this combo and how susceptible most heroes are to the burst. Just one click stun, you get follow-up stun by the Earthshaker, and Pugna does an absurd amount of burst. So Shadowblade will be the choice for the Dragon Knight. That initiation. And Liquid looking to continue pressuring this top tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Keep pushing here down middle. Paparazzi 500 away from that Radiance. As we can see from the stats, a pick that is very, very rarely looked towards. And even when he has done so, it's not a successful hero. But can Paparazzi show us the strength of this hero in this day and age? And Radiance is going to be here around that 14-minute mark. Very good timing on top of the phase armlet. He's on par for the outgame that he hoped for.
Similar timings that we used to see on the hero. Top now though, my control, he's trying to take advantage of all this space, get this tower push while his team is also taking Roche.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So like we were saying, it's a lot of trade situations that are going to be happening in this game until they get those bigger, more aggressive items like the Blink Dagger on the Ursa,
Very
and the
easy,
Shadow
very
Blade
sharp.
on DK.
For the side of Liquid, they get that tier 1 tower top as well.
Under attack.
Blink Dagger finished for the Ursa on top.
There
of,
even know.
what is just at the moment just the Morbid Mask.
Just going to poke top a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower
See what they can do with this Blink on Shaker, Diffusal Blade on Miracle. A lot of these fighting items being put together. They want to keep the pressure high against this Paparazzi Alchemist.
attack.
They do not want to draw this one out.
Yeah, they've got the double blinks is going to be a big option for them to actually kill this Alchemist. If they can kill the Alch, they can threaten the high ground here with Chen.
I mean, yeah, Paparazzi's got to be so careful.
They're not, the blinks are not here just yet. They're on the courier.
Full out pipe complete
Are scattered.
for 11. And they're poking at this one Liquid. BG are they going to take the bait? Ori looking to lead forward with the Shadow Blade. They do know the whereabouts of the Nether Ward. Ori still moving forward, see if he can get some sort of a setup. Miracle coming in on the front lines. Ori can't quite find the catch he hoped for there with the Shadow Blade initiation.
Miracle's trying to just throw lances on the Naga to burn the mana down so they can't do the disengage with the Song of the Siren.
And now they'll look straight towards the Alchemist. They've got the magical damage. Echo Slam comes in for GH, but Paparazzi's still alive. The pipe buying him time to turn. Turns, looks towards Matuma Man. They've taken down the Ursa once. The root's out onto GH, Maledicts as well. Miracle chasing down Ori in the sidelines, but the Song comes through. Lanham holding back the side of Liquid, giving VG chance to disengage, get themselves out of there after taking the Aegis out. But Matuma Man wants the fight still going. GH finds the two-man push for Fisher. They've got the slow onto Ori, but they turn. Matuma Man stuck underneath the tower. The root from the Pit of Malice holding him in place. VG will hold against the Aegis push. They remove that Aegis from Matumba, and then they kill him a second time without losing anybody.
I don't think you can ask for a more clutch pipe timing. That pretty much saved the Alchemist from getting bursted down and saved that whole fight from going into a complete disaster for them.
A big hold from Vici Gaming, and a hold that have come quite familiar to see them being able to pull off. They're very, very good at sort of holding back these early advances that Liquid do like to take. Advances that would definitely work out for Liquid against numerous of the teams that we have here today. But Vici Gaming, that step ahead to make sure they can get out of it. And bottom lane, Paparazzi instantly TPs out underneath the nose of Mind Control, knows that there's no cancel. But Vici Gaming proving to be a team that can just keep hold of a game very, very, very controlled.
Yeah, and they weren't aware of those double blinks coming out just yet. That was the first reveal by Liquid. They just had picked it up off the courier. So being able to stop that initial first showing is really important for Vici's lineup.
With that defense, Paparazzi
Radiant
closing in onto the Manta style
bottom tower is under attack.
as they have that 2K lead. Obviously something that as time goes on, Vici Gaming will want to feel a more sizable advantage than just 2K. You have this Alchemist, you do expect to be in quite a lead. 2K, not really quite at that point, because obviously as we're seeing Liquid, they're still able to make a lot of plays at this sort of time. Sure, they failed the high ground push, but they can go for these outer tier 2s without too much of a threat of Vici Gaming trying to take them head on. Vici Gaming just going for the pushes themselves.
They see Paparazzi, they're looking for something here.
Straight on with the Fisher as well, they're locking down. That's how they do it. Get that instant jump onto the Alchemist. These deep wards from Liquid helping set up those sort of jumps.
They want to take advantage now too. There's no Radiance, there's no Acid Spray. They want to just try to threaten this tower. They have Echo Slam available too. Vici has to be careful.
At the same time, we've got to remember though, in return, there is that pipe available on 11, so as long as he can get that out, a lot of that initial burst from Liquid going to be negated.
They're losing their tower though. Now Shrines can be threatened, as well as the racks.
This is early timing, 18 minutes to breaking the base. That's what Liquid wanted. We'll see if they do want to poke for more. They are still hanging around. As you said, they have those ultimates. They've got that Echo Slam. Miracle just going on the front lines. Can Vici actually get him off the racks without their Alchemist? They're trying with the pit. Matuma jumps in on the side. The Fisher setup from GH, allowing him to immediately take down the Witch Doctor. They turn towards the DK. There's GH with the Echo Slam, but the sleep comes out. Puts a halt to the advances. Paparazzi's back in. He's cooking up the concoction. He's looking for the stun straight onto the Pugna, but Pugna will be able to force himself to the side, splitting up the stun, making sure that his team doesn't get held down. They've got the Cell to decrepify. Mind Control will be safe. They're looking to beat down the Underlord. They'll get him. He can't rift out in time.
Mind
They
Control's
surround
still
him up
alive.
in the sideline. The heals from Mind Control as he drains Lanham's life. Liquid, they've found two. The offensive going very well here for Liquid. As Vici Gaming, did they go an Alchemist pick too far with their draft? Can they hold this game? Miracle, ready to lead back in. They've got the creeps from Kuro. Straight away, looking to lead in onto the DK, keeping Ori at bay. Timmerman goes in, these racks falling very low. They've got to do something quick, but they don't have the song. Fisher comes down to 2. Lanham looking for the net setup, finds Mind Control.
It's all about the disengage now.
They're surrounding him. Paparazzi's coming in as well. The Death Ward is down. Mind Control tries for the TP out. Have they got the stun? They have. Holding him in place. They should be able to find at least the Pugna. And they do, but the rest of Liquid's out of there.
That's massive there for Liquid, though. Being able to just do that aggression through the Naga Sleep, through getting 3 hero pitted, 3-man Firestorm, just having this extra sustain. And Mind Control surviving during that entire initial engagement, getting positioned there on the side there, is what allows them to actually brute force that Rax.
I mean, this is the thing really about Vici's lineup. They don't really have a lot of magical bursts, so that self-decrepify causes a lot of issues when being used defensively in these team fights by Mind Control. As you say, being able to claim this full set of racks pre-20 minutes, Liquid definitely being able to play the pace of game they'd hoped to with their lineup.
And the positioning there by GH too, with the fissures, with him and Matu, the way they coordinate their stuns into instantly blowing up a target really lets them just push that advantage, because they pretty much are essentially fighting a 4v5 at the start because Fenrir dies right away. So watching GH, the same thing in the last game. He was so crucial and so important with those stomps to counteract everything that Vici was doing. Again now on the Earthshaker, he's doing the same.
They are continuing to build up those auras though. 11 now with a full mechanism as well as the pipe. We've seen already how much the pipe can do, especially against sort of GH's jumps with the Echo Slam to help slow down Liquid.
Their Dragon Knight is falling a little bit behind. He's got the BKB and Q, but you can see compared to the Phantom Lancer, he's about 3k behind, and the Pugna and Ursa are just slightly ahead as well. It's pretty much this Alchemist just being that big carry for his team.
And Miracle
Manta
does.
finished.
Yeah, they got Manta on both now.
Yep.
Miracle and Paparazzi. A bit of a smoke up from VG, seeing if they could catch out Miracle as he pushes out this top lane, but Miracle is playing it safe. It's already backed right up and will TP himself out of that top lane, so Vici Gaming will be unable to find that catch and punish Miracle.
Vici really needs the BKB on the Dragon Knight for them to take those fights. It's the same. It's almost similar on the side of Liquid, where if once they get the BKBs on both the Pugna as well as that Ursa, then they can really start to just claim that advantage. Because if you look at Vici's lineup, they're full magic damage oriented. The only real right click is coming out from. It's not great, but it's like the Dragon Knight and the Alchemist. These heroes aren't really those traditional right clickers.
I mean, it really feels like, as you said, sure they're full magic, but even the magic's not great. There just isn't really that much damage coming out of Vici Gaming's lineup.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tank, it's a lot of self-sustain. They're very good at sort of getting themselves out of the fight, disengaging, but in terms of actually just blowing up one of Liquid's heroes, it's not that easy for Vici Gaming to do.
Yeah, it's also kind of similar to the last time. Sure, they have like the pit this time around and DK stun, but they don't have those lockdowns, especially for the Phantom Lancer. Between the supports, Naganet and Witch Doctor are not great catches for an illusion-based hero. BKB ready on the Ursa. Liquid want to try to press this advantage. They've got mech as well on Kuroki, so they've got a lot more sustain to be able to go for that push. Next big one is going to be that Roche, which has just respawned.
Let's see if they can get their hands on it. Liquid smoking up. looking to take at least a pick before they go into the pit.
They've got vision slightly of the high ground here.
Song of the Siren is up for Lanham, so we can look to disengage if the going looks rough for Vici Gaming. They reveal their position now. No, both teams aware of one or the other being in the neighborhood, and looks like Liquid won't be able to get that jump that they hope for. They'll have to back off.
I love how Vici's just always ready to take the fight versus Liquid. It's not like they're like, oh, okay, we're just going to back up and send our Alchemist somewhere else to farm. No, they bring all 5 heroes ready to respond when they read Liquid making those moves. Something Blitz had brought up on the panel was that's what seems to be the success as Vici so far versus this Liquid squad is just Liquid squad is, or the Vici versus the Liquid squad is matching that aggression.
I'll be interested to see what talents Paparazzi continues to get as well on yeah, Alchemist does at level 15 take the 400 health. At 20, do you imagine we'll see the cleave, or is the 400 damage too much to pass up on?
400 damage is quite a lot.
But the farm.
But the farm. He might feel like he needs to, but he's not really that right-click oriented hero just yet.
With the scouting out of the pit this time. But Summerman won't be able to get away with a free rush without VG being aware. VG are starting to take position around the pit, but as we said, it is very hard for VG to fight into Liquid's lineup. With this Alchemist, he's not at his timing at the moment. He has to wait for a couple more items really before he's going to be a true sort of threat in these team fights. He is going to try though. They're grouping up. They are going for the smoke play here, VG. Or he's the big damage dealer at the moment. If he can get the lead in him, which he might, finds Matuma Man. Matuma runs straight in over the fissure. The jump forward, GH comes in with the echo. They're looking to turn, gives Matuma Man the chance to pop the BKB, and for Liquid to try and turn this one round. The net comes out to Matuma, but now it wears off. He cuts through Lanham. They've lost 2 on Vici Gaming. Matuma Man will survive 11. He's just looking to try and minimize casualties, take the rest of them out of there, and he will, but oh, Fenrir gets left behind. Jump forward from GH. He's got the block off with the fissure. GH. That fight there, that jump in, buying time for Matuma Man to react, as Matuma Man sort of nonchalantly walked into the lineup of VG, but GA said, no, we're turning this fight, we're taking it. Matuma, pop your BKB and start hitting the enemy.
He's been so clutch in all these engagements. Just the counter initiation. Did you see that by Miracle in that fight too? He manted and got pushed all the way down to the low ground, but he had such high maledict on himself that he just died when he was getting sent home. Again though, GH coming in clutch. It might actually be that he has to take the 25% cleave in this game, though, like you were mentioning. I do think that he might be forced to do it because of that. He's the only actual right-clicking hero on his team.
Look at GH straight away, buying that time. Otherwise, Matuma Man, he was guaranteed dead. And as you say, they did get the kills, but Miracle does get caught out.
Yeah, he gets caught in, and he gets hit by the maledict as soon as he jumps in. So see, look, they're pinging him out, and look, he gets force-staffed, it looked like, as he manted going down. But the maledict was more than enough. They bail out with a few heroes,
and they
but
did
they
take
get the
Fenrir home.
Yeah.
Poor old Fenrir.
The life of a 5.
Now mid lane, Liquid, off the back of that, keeping the push heavy, looking to take another tier 2 tower, and they'll get it.
They've got Aegis and Cheese now, so they really want to be able to press their advantage. Miracle's queued up the BKB. He's feeling a bit of pressure under that pit, just getting locked down a bit too much in the fights.
The
Octarine, the Radiants are there. Paparazzi continuing to grow to that point where he will be able to shove out multiple lanes, really keep the split pressure on against Liquid. I mean, are Liquid going to be able to deal with that sort of pressure once he does have sort of these constant side lanes being shoved in against them, or do Liquid have to group up and go as a 5? Because I'm looking at some of their heroes, they haven't really got the best individual heroes to deal with sort of this Radiance illusion push.
Pugna can at one point if he does go for the Aghanims build, but I don't think that that's the plan that Liquid wants to do. I think they want to be able to close this game out on their a couple of next big items when they've got the BKB on the Phantom Lancer, when he gets maybe one more. But I think they really do want to press the advantage with that Aegis Cheese. I don't think they want this to get to the point where Alchemist just split pushes forever and gets way too much farm.
Because this is the thing, I mean, I'm sure, you know, if you're Liquid, you're probably looking at this Alchemist, they don't see it a lot. And they probably don't know the exact plan, but they know that there is a plan for Vici Gaming. And at this point, Paparazzi's not been able to pull it off. There's something that Vici Gaming are building towards. And as you say, Liquid, they do not want to let it get to that stage. Smoke on smoke action here. Liquid, they have the high ground. We'll see what sort of a wraparound VG can get. VG, they do have the Song Assist. They find Mind Control on the side with the opening stun. Liquid, Miracle's there, ready to turn. BKB's popped by Mind Control. Matuma Man jumping in from the side. Vici comes out, but Ori already has the BKB on. He gets himself back. Miracle still trying to move forward with his own BKB. It's going to run short pretty shortly. Vici keeping them at bay. No one to fall as of yet. The pipe's out. They'll get the Dragon Tail stun out onto Matuma Man. Paparazzi with the wraparound. Finds the concoction onto Miracle. Pops down the acid spray in the raided. But GH jumps in on the backlines. Gets the two-man Echo Slam holding 11 and let him out. And they have to rift out of there. They want this fight done and dusted. They're looking to try and save that Alchemist. But no, they didn't get a range of him. What is this taxi service? Every time, people getting left behind. Femur again. That's the last time he uses that service. As they lose 2, maybe even more. Ori getting forced back to base. These rifts just haven't been great enough for VG. Paparazzi having to buy back.
GH again coming in super clutch there, and also Matuma Man's BKB usage there. Paparazzi starts charging the stun, trying to run away from him. Matu pops BKB. Paparazzi stuns himself, and he's able to clean him up on the sidelines there during that whole fight.
And now this tier 3 getting pressured. Ori. The Shadow Blade, maybe see if we can get a lead in. But it's scary. Liquid, they've got the full 5-man. Miracle will get gone on. They get the first stun. Do they have the control? Matuma Man jumps in straight away. Looks towards Paparazzi. GH there with the control. Fishes down with the Pit of Malice. Holding down Matuma Man. He'll lose the Aegis.
Miracle got sent home.
Can they get Matuma Man a second time? The concoction is going to be a long one. He's stunned down for a very long time. Matuma Man's gone. Net out onto Kuro. They'll be able to find the Chen as well. Vici Gaming will put a stop to that push attempt from Liquid.
Ori able to find the real PL there. Kuroki got a bit scared there. He actually just sent home Miracle during his BKB, and they had to instantly disengage from the fight, losing a very costly Aegis and Matu. Still a 4K lead for Liquid, but Vici showing they can still take these fights, and Paparazzi just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
He does.
Let's see what I'm really curious to see if he does take the cleave talent.
I think he's going to take the damage.
I think he would, just because he's versus a PL and he wants to be able to stand toe to toe.
Because the cleave, you don't get it on the illusions.
Of course not.
Just for yourself. If you, I mean, if you did, it would be a no-brainer.
I mean,
But we'll see. 25%, it's, you know. But you're right. In the
he takes the concoction damage.
Yeah, he takes the concoction.
It's too much damage.
It really is. 400.
I thought maybe he would change it because he's versus the PL, but
sure, that could have been an argument. Could have certainly been an argument. But he's already got ways to cut through again. We'll see this fight again round this mid lane. And as you say, GH coming on the backlines to disrupt it. And I guess the Underlord just, he couldn't get in range of that Alchemist to take him home.
Look at Matumba in the top there of the fight. You can't really see it so much here, but with that BKB, he's able to isolate Paparazzi in 11. He can't get
him. And that would have been the big save, because as we saw, Paparazzi was forced to expend his buyback because he wasn't saved in that situation. 11 just couldn't quite get there to him.
So 6-second cooldown on Unstable Concoction with 800 max damage. That could prove to be some fun.
What's he going for next? Just that Shiva's Guard. About 1,500 gold, and the Alchemist will have it. And then at the level 25, what do you even say? I can't remember the last time I saw a level 25 Alchemist. The regen sounds pretty good. I guess it depends how you want to play. If you do want to transition into sort of a right clicker, but if he's not taking the cleave, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't take the base attack.
I think he might just want to be the survivable with the build that he's been going for too.
That's a lot of regen. That's what, 86 health regen then when you pop that ult.
Will be quite a lot, yeah. Won't be a game changer. It's going to be all through plays in this game.
Yeah, they really need that Dragon Knight to pack a punch, but as it is, Ori's just building fully for the initiation, for the Shadow Blade into the Blink Dagger.
I do feel like they need him to be that level 18 in particular. Having that level 3 Blue Dragon for them to slow and be able to splash down those PLs is going to be really useful for them.
They are holding on Vici Gaming, but as we keep saying, you never want to be behind a net worth if you're an Alchemist lineup, and that is where Liquid have been constantly able to keep Vici. Liquid have that lead, 4K at the moment. Miracle continuing to get bigger and bigger as he has pretty much got the money for the completed Skadi.
They're keeping all the lanes pushed into, so it's forcing Vici to assess those. So every time they go for these smoke movements, Liquid does know. They see bottom, nobody's there. They see top illusions are pushing out. They assume that Vici smoked. They're positioning themselves on the high ground again. Full Skadi now, as well as the cheese on Miracle.
It's a tricky PL. Shiva's Guard as well finished actually for mind control. So both teams have their own share of that. And Very intrigued to see what Paparazzi does queue up next. I mean, is it a game where there's any sort of agonyms he can get for his teammates to change the game? I don't think it is, really. There's not any sort of amazing ones.
Naga Ags is always pretty nice.
It's
that
nice.
reset for the heal, it's nice. It's not going to add anything to damage to the lineup, which they're still lacking a bit.
I mean, maybe he even gets to the point where he starts sort of shoveling out moon shards to his Dragon Knight. That alongside his level 3 out of Dragon Form, once he does hit that 18, will be quite a boost up to his damage.
He's going to have to go for the BKB, it seems.
Okay. Really does want to be that frontliner in these fights.
It's really hard for them to actually bring down the Alk and the DK because they're still pretty tanky. It's mostly up to the Ursa, but now Miracle does have Eye of Scotty, so he's actually able to close the gap and chase those big tanky cores.
Ori with the lead in, pops the outer Dragon Form, looking to close the gap with the Shadow Blade. Who can he find? He's got his eyes on Miracle. Is he going to go for the right one? There's only one up at the moment, but the dodge instantly with the Manta style. Miracle's out of there. He's prepared for that Dragon Tail stun. He'll get himself away. GH still around. There's the Shadow Amulet. Vici will continue to hunt slightly, but looks like GH will be fine.
But Mind Control is just going to force in the mid lane, try to make them take a different fight, try to make them respond to mid as well as take the engagement. And now Miracle's leading the way.
He is. Looking for a lock onto 11. Straight away jumps in. Onto the Underlord, the Doppelganger as well. 11 pretty much out of mana. They try for the concoction, but Miracle's popped the BKB. Ori on the backlines as well, pops his own BKB, but the Hanakok comes out. Liquid back up to full health. Lanham has to be careful. They are going to go for the Rift out. Vici realizing they cannot take this fight. They'll get themselves out of there, back to base. But once again, Fenrir, I don't think we've seen him join a single Rift. He's been either dying or left behind every time. It's the sad life of a Witch Doctor.
It's a hard Witch Doctor game. Versus a PL, he's not going to have a lot of fun this game.
Let's see what they can do in terms of a defense, VG. And so far, I can only feel that
they're getting out-resourced.
Yeah. These lanes just being shoved in heavily. And it really does feel like with this game, if anything, is sort of a demonstration of why we just don't see Alchemist played. Because you've got to ask yourself, what has it done this game? And I think your silence is pretty much the right answer.
He's been tanking up. It really hurts just because of how behind Ori is on the Dragon Knight. So he's really their only kind of damage besides the Underlord with the Firestone, which is percent based. And now third Roshan spawns. Look at quickly make their way in. That's a refresher shard too.
I don't know if VG are getting here anywhere close enough to contest this. I mean, Ori's trying to move across. Is he actually going to head towards the pit? That's the question already. GH is positioned, ready to block off any sort of attempt. And of course, with an Ursa on their lineup, Roshan melts. It's gone. For the time being, they'll hold the refresher shard on Matsumaman. Double Enrage. With that Aghanim's especially, and with the BKB, makes this target very hard to bring down.
I think you give that one to GH. Yeah, he just passed it off.
Oh,
GH especially
the double slam.
Just getting double fissures, double slams, all that control for his team to do the damage in the lineup.
And honestly, that shard is the absolute dream for a Shaker. Because sure, it's always fun when you see the refresher plays, but you're a Shaker, your mana pool ain't great. At least with the shard not costing any mana, you've at least got the chance to get out that full double combo.
They're about to have Butterfly finish now on Miracle too. The 3 cores on the side of Liquid are just keeping that farm up while it seems like both the Underlord, 11, and Ori, their farm has stagnated completely. It's just the Alchemist getting more and more gold, and his teammates just kind of stuck in the base, unable to farm anything.
Shadow Blade's there, of course, for GH as well to help him close the gap. He's got all the tools to position himself. Force, Blink, and Shadow Blade. So you can bet yourself that we are very likely to see something incredible from GH.
They've got DD now on Miracle. They're looking to go. They've got their lanes in a great position too. This is the fight Liquid's looking for.
This bear, pretty much invincible, as we said. Low cooldown on the Enrage. Jump forward from Ori. Will go for the stun, but there's double damage on the PL. They do have to lock down with the second stun. Have they got anything further? Vici comes out onto Paparazzi. There's the jump. Comes in with the first Echo Slam. But the Meteor Hammer's down. The concoction as well. Paparazzi, they have been able to take down this Earthshaker. The Deathboard as well, beating into Liquid, forcing them back. Matsumaman, he swallows the Gorgonzola, but there's trouble for the PL. Miracle's falling low. He's going to go down. They pop the Aegis. Vici, they're somehow doing it. They've got the stun onto Matsumaman. He pops the Enrage with the cars. bouncing between himself and Kuro, holds him down. Matumaman will fall. Another concoction onto Kuroki. Vici Gaming, they're holding against this Aegis Cheese push. They're perfect lockdown from hero to hero. Honestly, with this lineup, I feel like they could have given themselves a harder lineup to pull these sort of fights off, but they are doing it. They're showing off here.
Look at the Alchemist's damage in the fight. He's pretty much everything for them. He got 6 unstable concoctions off.
Well, that's what the Alchemist does. Vici Gaming say, in response to my question earlier.
Yeah, just they kept the fight also around the Pit of Malice. So as soon as those BKBs wear off on Liquid, they just started getting chain pitted. And they're still having trouble. They are having trouble actually focusing fire and burning somebody down because of all those auras, like you were mentioning earlier. The Atrophy aura starts building up, as well as the Greaves and the Pipe. Even versus a PL who's this stacked.
And as we say, we've got to remember that with that damage, it is a lot of damage from the concoction. That's an 800 physical damage you can max charge on a 6-second cooldown. So you are getting easily 2 of those out each fight. Mid lane, the push comes through. The tier 1 falling low thanks to the Meteor Hammer. They'll get it. Mind Control will get the deny. More defensive items coming out for 11. He's got the Crimson Guard. Vici Gaming, could it be that their plan of action with this Alchemist pick is starting to unfold? We're starting to see what sort of potential it can hold in these defenses against Liquid.
They're starting to get that farm too on their other cores that they really desperately need. The Maelstrom's almost finished up on Ori. Level 18 now too, so he's got that level 3 Dragon form.
That right click, sorely needed. And it's getting there. That Dragon Knight. The Axe, they're beginning to be built here by Paparazzi. He's got his first one queued up. As we said, where's it gonna go? That last fight, the Death Ward looked pretty nice from Fenrir. I feel like he's been a bit of a forgotten man, as we've said with the Rift players. You gotta give this Witch Doctor some love. But do you think he'll be more likely to be the Naga?
Naga or Underlord, more than likely.
Okay.
Because Underlord's also is pretty decent.
Sure.
If he can survive throughout the whole fights, your Atrophy aura starts to build up a lot on your teammates. You get a lot of bonus damage if you kill any heroes. Paparazzi just on Bounty Rune collection. He's got the first Aghanims when he wants to pick it up. He wants to save for buyback though.
Understandable, because Liquid, they are looking to knock on the doorsteps. Once again, as they come down mid. They do still have a cheese on Mind Control, and they do still have the Refresher Shard on GH. 40 minutes in, ready to try and look for that second Rax. Paparazzi looking for the opening with a concoction. Quick doppelganger from Miracle keeps him safe. Doing their best to clear out the waves here with the Acid Spray, the Breathe Fire, the Radiance.
They've got such good high ground defense with all the spam. Liquid kind of feels like they just got to keep farming some more. Get that bigger net worth advantage until they can see a perfect jump from GH with that Refresher Shard. Smoke comes out, Vici.
They're looking for the opening. Miracle quick with the doppelganger. Ori coming in. They have managed to find the real one, and he's got the lockdown. Jumps in with the Dragon Tail. GH is there with the Fisher, but the BKB is already out from Ori. Miracle pops his own BKB, keeps the distance. Mutuma with his BKB tries to prioritize Ori, but the Glimmer Cape comes out, keeping Ori safe. Now he turns Dragon Tail onto Miracle. Miracle's gone. They've got him. They've taken down the PL. They're jumping, trying to chase for Mutuma. Mutuma, can he keep the distance here? Paparazzi's got the concoction, throws it out. That range, but the blink is there. Mutuma jumps up, but he can't be disjointed. They'll continue to try and chase, but the stun time not too long, as he was unable to fully charge it up, but still, that's the Phantom Lancer gone. Miracle dead for 80 seconds. They'll take the Courier, and Vici Gaming, they're now the ones pushing. They're the ones on your tier 2, and they are looking for more.
With these 3 tanky cores, it does seem like it's just so hard for Liquid to actually focus fire anyone down. As soon as they get their BKBs up with this high armor.
And now they're on the high ground, but the Fisher block comes out. Paparazzi's been separated, but Mutuma enrages himself out of the pit. Vici Gaming, prioritizing the towers here. Fortification comes out from Liquid.
They're trying to force this buyback.
Mind Control. Has to be a little careful. If they get the grab, and they do, Ori jumps in with the Dragon Tail. First Fisher comes out for GH. Jump forward, Mutuma looking towards Ori, but the BKB comes out. They're trying to move themselves out of this one. The route through the BKB, holding back Mind Control. He can't chase. Mutuma trying. The Rift is going to be out of there. They get everyone out. So they'll back up. They'll retreat, Vici Gaming.
As soon as their BKBs go down, they start being very careful, because that's where GH was sitting in the back lines waiting to find the Echo Slam.
I think there as well, we saw GH try for the force play on Paparazzi, was trying to get Paparazzi out of range of the Rift, but couldn't quite force him far enough. And here's that axe. Let's see where it goes then, Fog. Who is he going to go and give that one to? Keep it on himself for now. We'll see who gets a bit of the old Paparazzi love. As he is also closing in on that 25, so we'll see what he takes there.
Paparazzi's done 40% of his team's damage.
That's crazy. As does the power, just constantly having these Radiance Illusions split up.
It is to Fenrir.
It is.
Right.
Oh, some love for the Witch Doctor. I'm happy with that one. Fenrir, he's been having a bit of a rough one. A lot of hate going his way, but now he finally feels the warm, acidic love of the Alchemist.
Works really well, too, versus the Phantom Lancer, because it gives True Strike, so he can clear out those illusions pretty nicely, even if they have the Butterfly.
Okay. Ori, the Shadow Blade, he's looking for Miracle. He's trying to find the real one. Is he going to get the call right? No, Doppelganger's out. Miracle will be able to back up. Jump forward, though. No, he still found him. He gets in, but Matuma-man's there, though. The Fisher from GH disrupting the follow-up from Vici. They'll try with the Concoction. But already, Matuma-man getting out of there. Miracle does get sent home. That Concoction will still be delivered straight to his head. But they do manage to get out of there. Making the space, though, around the pit. Roshan will be up in a couple of minutes.
It just seems so hard for Liquid to bring down any of these tanky cores, especially when they've got their BKBs on. The Phantom Lancer does not deal that big damage when he's standing inside of the Atrophy Aura at all times.
Absolutely, yeah. This Atrophy Aura, the combination with that, the Crimson Guard, the Greaves, the Pipe, this sort of, the Underlord pick making absolute sense in this context. And again, another one of those heroes that does get questioned quite a few times. We see it come up, but we're seeing 11 push it to the max this game. Looks like Paparazzi back to a bit of shopping for himself before the next axe comes through. Gets himself a nice new pair of shoes as he upgrades to the bots too.
Found himself an Arcane Rune during all that too, so he's going to be able to keep that Chemical Rage active during the next 2 fights. And now, speaking of tanky cores, they just became even tankier. 37 armor on the Dragon Knight.
As we're seeing with that Maelstrom, he's doing damage in these fights, sorry, as you mentioned. That Elder Dragon form level 3, the Maelstrom, once he has the Mjolnir, this PL is going to have a very tough time in these fights. Miracle's illusions will get quickly farmed through. But as we can see, definitely still worth to know how well Miracle is farming. I mean, he's 3k behind an Alchemist. He's on 30k net worth for 45 minutes. Like, that is, again, some pretty insane farm on this PL. We'll see what he goes for next with his itemization. He does have 6k saved up at the moment, Miracle.
I'm wondering if we're going to see Nullifier plays come into play.
Now, Paparazzi, let's due back up to the Aghanim's. See who gets a bit of the love next.
Roche is up very soon, 14 seconds.
This game certainly padding out to be the game 3 that we hope for. As at this stage, still 46 minutes in, very hard to call. But if anything, the sort of slow swing around back in favor of Vici Gaming has to be incredibly worrying for Liquid. We're into the pit, Liquid. Vici Gaming fully aware. Can they go in and try for the disrupt? Can they try for the steel play? Paparazzi TPing over. He's ready to join the gang. See, they've got the Fisher coming out. 11 just heading straight into the pit, and because of how big and tanky these heroes are, Liquid is sort of heading out to the side. The Mana of 11 getting burnt down by these illusions.
He's down to only 140. He's got Soul Ring and
Ori,
creeps.
he found some mana on the side, but immediately the Enrage there to remove the stun. Paparazzi coming in for the side, has the Concoction. Second stun holds back this Ursa. They'll move forward, trying to focus Miracle. Miracle's trying to finish off Ori. The car's bounced down. There's the death for Fenrir, doing so much damage here onto Miracle, but the Echo Slam comes out for GH. They're trying for the turn. There'll be a buyback from Ori. Can they turn this one around? Liquid moving forward. Paparazzi being surrounded, mind control, healing up Miracle there with the life drain. They've got the Concoction. Paparazzi, can he find the setup? Miracle with the doppelganger up to the high ground, will get away. They'll turn for mind control. Mind control also buying back into this one. Paparazzi, he can still see Miracle moving off to the side. He'll turn for the easy kill. Look for Kuroki, but Matuma-man jumps in. Paparazzi pops the Manta style, trying to keep the distance. Kuroki being kept alive by the defensive Death Grab fight, but the stun comes in. Unstable Concoction from Paparazzi finishes off the job. Miracle falling very low. Mind control's got to be careful. He brought back for this fight. Tries for the Manta style dodge, but he's not there. Miracle gets stunned up by the Concoction. Liquid, they've lost 2. There'll be a buyback now coming through from Lanham. Vici wanting to maintain control around this pit. As these fights getting thicker and faster, these buybacks coming through, Miracle as well knows that they have to make sure that they get this Roshan.
The ongoing fights, the Chemical Rage just comes back online, and there's just so much sustain coming out on the side of Vici. They're unable to actually bring these heroes down easily.
Absolutely. I mean,
they have to commit so much to just bring down a Dragon Knight.
We saw him hit that 25. He does indeed take that extra regeneration on the Chemical Rage. So he is a huge issue on the front lines of these fights, Paparazzi.
And he's got another Aghanims now.
Who's he going to?
This one I'd imagine is Lana. He's going toward the Underlord though. So that Atrophy Aura bonus is going to come out here.
All
they
right.
take the fights. So if he's able to survive throughout most of those engagements and they take out a few heroes, that bonus damage can be quite nice.
Yeah, that's certainly going to solve any sort of damage issues that Vici Gaming once had. I mean, as we're seeing now, they don't have those problems.
I've never gotten to witness that Aghanims.
No, never seen this Ag. So, of course, as you were saying, if anyone's unaware, so grants the bonus damage, half of the bonus damage, but to all your allies. And as we've seen here, it racks up pretty high, to sort of in the hundreds sometimes. 100 and such for 11. So having a plus 50 on every hero in the fight, it really is quite something. Mid lane, they get the insta-stun. Miracle needs backup and he needs it straight away. Has the doppelganger down to the low ground. Meteor Hammer won't quite be able to catch him. There's still these fights where both teams a little too scared to enter into the pit. Roshan still stands there for the taking. GH goes for the jump in, Matuma Man there as well. They're focusing this Underlord. Can they kill him in time? He has the Crimson Guard. He has the backup. Fenrir there with the Death Ward as well. BKBs are out for Liquid. Can they kill 11? He's falling solo. Miracle jumps forward with the doppelganger, but they've lost Matuma Man. 11 just walking it off. There goes Slam for GH, but it's not enough. The pipe's out. The damage resistance from Vici is too high. Nobody is dying on Vici Gaming. They're just too damn tanky. 2 buybacks coming out from Liquid. They're going to go for a second round in this one. On the backlines, Miracle bringing the mana at least very long. Vici Gaming started, but the stun comes through from Paparazzi. He's found the real one. Vici comes through, stopping the concoction coming out straight away. Paparazzi will still throw it, but the send back there. Miracle's back to base. The creeps, they are doing it. Fortification has to come out from Vici Gaming, and they will start sending members back. Paparazzi's there with the D push.
They're just too damn tanky in these fights, and now with all this Atrophy Aura built up, they can go into the Roche. This Dragon Knight's hitting for 450 now.
Oh my goodness. The Ag certainly doing big things. Will wear off now though. So Vici Gaming still, despite taking these sort of fights where Liquid are having to spend multiple buybacks just to sort of, I mean, try and stay even, but I say that each fight absolutely going Vici Gaming's way. They're now at a 15k gold lead. It's getting bigger and bigger. GH has to be careful. Look at that fall off from Liquid.
The cores just feel far too tanky. The Atrophy Aura building it, they don't have that sheer right click. It's only the PL now. Matu just keeps getting
and another Aghanims. You get an Axe, you get an Axe, you get an Axe. Everybody getting an Aghanims. Well, actually, did he sell it? Because who was giving it to?
Did it die in the courier?
Oh,
I think it died in the courier.
It died on the courier. All right, he'll get it soon. By then, in a couple of minutes. Vici Gaming now, they themselves go in towards the pit. But look at this actually towards mid. Liquid are seeing if they could try and find someone coming out. I don't think they're aware that Vici Gaming are fully committing for this Roche. And Vici Gaming, they're going to fully get away with it. Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shards into the hands of Vici Gaming.
It almost feels like Liquid has to kill the Underlord in these fights, but they just can't. He's far too tanky.
And it almost feels as well, we knew that Liquid, they wanted to end this game.
They did.
And to be fair, because we haven't seen an Alchemist in a while, I didn't really know quite what to expect once we got to this sort of 45-minute plus mark. But this, it's bringing back memories. It's bringing back memories to the point where it's sort of like you're playing against a hero that you just can't beat. It seems almost impossible for Liquid. Can they achieve the impossible in this game? It's going to be quite something. They can go for these huge outplays. They could try for this split push, as we've seen. They have been able to shove creep waves countless times up to the barracks of Vici Gaming. But these head-on fights are becoming nigh on impossible.
Yep. The Ursa is just getting kited way too hard in the fights, unable to actually focus fire anybody. And the long, drawn-out engagements for Vici, they've got an Alchemist with like 150 HP per second inside of the fights, and an Underlord who does not die. It's just getting tougher and tougher, it seems, for Liquid.
Nullifier nearly there for Matumba Man.
That could be the key for them to just isolate a target.
Absolutely. I think, you know, as we've seen, they've wanted to go on 11 each and every time. But these three sort of, all these active items that he has, causing so many issues. If they can take the Underlord out of the fight, they can have a chance, but they need that nullifier on Matumba. And he's got the gold for it now, and he's picked it up, so there it is. But now they really do have to rely on perfect execution from Liquid. They have to get the right target to target. Otherwise, they won't stand much of a chance at all. Top lane keeps getting forced in. Paparazzi is there with the hold.
Illusion versus illusion battle.
These towers slowly taking harassment from these illusions. Mind Control actually terrified there, goes for the BKB TP out. Worried that the hunt could have been on. Any sort of stun from either Paparazzi or Ori could have put an end to that sort of push.
Two seconds till the courier respawns, then that Aghanims will be able to get delivered.
And I like this as well. Look at 11.
He's ready for the fights.
He's bringing the mangoes out.
Yeah.
Or did he just sell them? Oh, he sold them.
No, they're in stash.
Oh, no, they're in stash. Okay, he's stashing them up. Those sort of crucial mangoes, as we've seen. In these fights, the illusions from the PL certainly do cause issues. So those mangoes will be the cure for that.
Paparazzi can start even giving moon shards.
Oh, they know
out
Mind Control's there. He's revealed his position there as he goes for the blast onto the wave. They've got vision on him. Paparazzi gets born in as well. Mind Control's surrounded. He does not have buyback. Down
seconds.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah, 50 seconds, no buyback. And instantly Miracle just starts pushing out the waves. We see the lines even drawn by Mind Control to push out the other two side waves.
One of those games. It's going to be one of those 60-minute games.
I mean, it still just feels harder and harder for Liquid to take the fights. They just feel like they have no damage now versus this Underlord.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
And now the DK is starting to actually become that heavy right clicker. About
Oh,
to hit
yeah.
level 25. It's pretty much got Mjolnir finished up. We can assume a Moonshard's going to be given at any moment as well. And the 25s all coming out.
They certainly are. All the cores are going to be hitting that for sure this game. And Vici moving down the middle lane. How can Liquid put a hold to this? Ori on the front lines. The buyback will now come out. As it does come back off cooldown, as you say, for Mind Control. Will force Vici to hesitate for at least a moment.
They've got their lanes being taken care of, though, from Paparazzi. What's he going to spend on? That's one moon shard. He takes it himself. All right, he's satisfied.
Oh, they try for the stun. It's going to be the illusion. So Miracle fine for now. Back up to the high ground. VG ready to push. Paparazzi hasn't got to the chance, actually, to give out that Aghanims he has. We'll now swap it forward, and as you say, we will imagine that does go the way of Lanham, and you can see Lanham there says, give me that axe. There we have it. So you got the axe on Naga as well now. Mid lane push comes in. Matumbaman tried to jump onto Ori, but the fish are keeping them the wrong side of one another. They find the concoction onto Matumbaman in rage. Backs off. Will be able to save himself from most of the damage. Deathwall gets laid down, but they're keeping the distance. Ori just man fighting at the front, trying to finish off these racks. The fortification comes through, the nullifier out Ori, but there's the song with the Aghanims heal. Look at this health on this DK. Ori just straight back up to 2/3. Now they're jumping again. Miracle trying to commit, but the rift comes through. 11 is ready to take the land. He says we can stick around, but that might have cost them. They've lost the wisdom to NGH. Comes in with the Echo Slam. The Dragon Knight getting so low. Can they kill Ori off? Ori's still alive. They will fight it with a blast. They've taken down the Dragon Knight. Can they get more? Paparazzi looking towards Miracle. Miracle does get stunned up. They're chasing with the Decrep. The life drain from Mind Control gets cancelled immediately by the Concoction. Buyback come through from Ori. Ori wants to get himself back into this engagement. Concoction being charged up once again by Paparazzi. Turns towards Mind Control, holds him down. Mind Control falling low. They've lost the Ursa for 2 minutes.
Miracle's
Buyback
down.
from Naga Siren. Miracle will buy back. The creeps down bottom are knocking onto the tier 4 towers, but the Naga Siren, Lanham's there with the defense. The rest of Vici Gaming can look to go in and finish off these objectives. They'll get the melee racks mid. No Ursa for 100, no GH Shaker for 50 seconds.
The Aegis timed out mid-fight there on Ori. Otherwise, he could have actually survived a bit longer, but it doesn't matter. They know that the Earthshaker's dead. They know that the Ursa's down for 90 as well. They can go for the second set.
They absolutely can. Look at the damage coming out from these three beefy boys. Look at the stun out. They're trying, but Miracle is caught in the center of it all. The BKB's out from Ori. There's the buyback. Matsumaman has the buyback now available. The sandbag's there from Kuro, but it will cost him his life. Kuro has been self-to-grab by no mind control. Buys time for the save. Matsumaman jumps in the midst of it all, gets the nullifier out to 11, but Ori's back from the Shadow Blade, turns towards the Matsumaman. Ursa has the stun, gets the kill. Mukuro will buy back, but then now lost. Matsumaman off the back of a dieback. Miracle goes on to this Alchemist. The life drain's enough. They'll get the Alchemist, but buyback immediately from Paparazzi. The song from Lanham, holding them in place. Mind control gets the BKB off. Miracle trying to get himself back to base, but the stuns holding down this BL. The full staff for Kuro gets him back into safety. The Fisher out onto 2. Kuro dying in the fountain here from Paparazzi. He dives in. They've lost 3, but Miracle is going for the base race. He's onto the tier 4. Surely he can't do it in time though. The speed of Vici Gaming is taking this base is surely too much for Liquid. Miracle will find the tier 4s, but the base of Liquid's falling. GH is going in for the plays, but the quick, that smooth Dragon Tail has already stands. GG. They get the game. Vici Gaming will be your first grand finalist here at ESL One Katowice.
At the end of the fight there, they're hitting the throne and everybody has plus 200 damage because that Aghanim's Underlord. He had plus 395 on himself, so everybody else has plus about 190. Oh my god, I can't believe that Vici was able to hold off so long. With their tanky cores making these fights last so long, this Underlord just became absolutely unkillable.
Absolutely, and now winning with this Alchemist, I sort of questioned, I said, what does it offer? And then Paparazzi came and gave me the show of a lifetime. These Aghanim's purchases, this sort of build up to this point where Vici Gaming's cores, as we said, they just could not die in the fight. The sustain was ridiculous. They were too darn massive. Liquid could barely even damage them at all. Yeah, they couldn't get the lockdown through the BKBs for a while. Then they started getting some solutions for that. But then it became to a point where the Underlord is just like, I've got Crimson Guard, I've got Atrophiora. PL isn't able to focus fire anybody because of that. Then the Aghanims start to build up, like you said. That Underlord Aghanims actually giving them so much damage in that last fight. Absolutely incredible performance from Vici Gaming. There's nothing less to sort of say about that. To be able to defeat Liquid not only once on LAN, but twice, and here on the main stage in front of a fantastic audience as they get themselves towards the grand finals. And they do it with an Alchemist. I mean, are we going to see more Alchemists off the back of this, Fog? That's the question. They've played it in the past, right? Paparazzi has played it before, and they definitely had a strategy for it. But to me, the crucial one for me was definitely the Alchemist, but this Underlord. I mean, 11 on this hero. People were saying that this hero sometimes doesn't have a fit in the game. This time, though, you could see that damage resistance was absurd. Absolutely. That itemization from 11, absolutely perfect. So many players on here that are really trying their best to fight for that MVP award as Vici Gaming's lineup looking unstoppable. They've made it to the finals as they will knock Liquid down out of this run 2-1 here in the semis.
If I ever have the cojones to have a tattoo, I'm going to have the tattoo too damn tanky somewhere in my body. I'm going to chat to 11 now. I mean, that was some matchup. First off, right at the end there, talk us through it, because that was just a tear-up.
那恭喜你们击败了 Liquid。那最后一盘的时候，你是什么感受的呢？
感受肯定是很激动的呀，毕竟又一次进决赛了。
I feel really, really excited. The last game was amazing, and I feel happy to have been playing in the grand finals again.
Well, he will be. They will be going through to the grand finals, the first of our finalists to play tomorrow here in Katowice. Just ask him what it's like taking on Liquid. They're a team that have had this unbelievable run of top 4 finishes. They've now broken it. How do you approach taking on Liquid?
那你觉得对阵 Liquid 这个队伍，反正毕竟他们也是 TI7 的冠军，那你觉得对阵他们，你是有什么特别的准备或感受吗？
我没有什么特别的感觉，只是确实李逵作为 TI7 冠军，一直到现在状态、实力都很强，很想战胜他们，战胜他们来证明自己。
I don't want to say that I feel anything special, but of course, being the TI7 champions, you feel a bit of respect for them, and they have been very consistent so far, so I feel excited.
Okay, final question here, and that is, who does he think they'll be playing tomorrow in the grand final?
那你预料明天会对阵哪一队伍呢？
我觉得 不出太大的意外的话，应该是 VP 战队吧。
I think it's VP.
He thinks it's going to be VP. Thank you, 11. Bonnie, thank you so much. How do I say GG in Mandarin?
GG.
Oh, GG. Congratulations. Fabulous win there. They go through to the grand final. They take out Liquid as well, which means we've just got one more matchup today. That is our second semi-finalist to find out who are playing Vici Gaming. We'll get into that. We'll look back at this game and look forward to the next after this short break.
Just throw lances on the Naga to burn the mana down so they can't do the disengage with the Song of the Siren.
And now they'll look straight towards the Alchemist. They've got the magical damage. Echo Slam comes in for GH, but Paparazzi's still alive. The pipe buying him time to turn. Turns, looks towards Matuma Man. They've taken down the Ursa once. The root's out onto GH Maledix as well. Miracle chasing down Ori in the sidelines, but the Song comes through. Lanham holding back the side of Liquid, giving Vici chance to disengage, get themselves out of there after taking the Aegis out. But Matuma Man wants the fight still going. GH finds the two-man push for Fisher. They've got the slow onto Ori, but they turn. Matuma Man stuck underneath the tower.
I do. I want to get in there.
Wow, I'm actually dead.
Are you dead? Yeah, I'm dead.
Never, dude!
Dude, look at that macro pyre, dude. Oh my god.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Life is all about following a few simple rules. Dress proper. Get a real job. Start a family. Be humble. Time to grow up.
Ultimately, this trip could bring my career to the next level.
I'm not very worried about losing, I'm worried about missed opportunities.
I just scream and say yes twice. Yes! Yes!
You try your best, you feel good about yourself.
So what's really going to separate them is decision making and strategizing.
In 2045, there's nowhere left to go. Nowhere except the Oasis. It's a whole virtual universe where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
It's nothing less than a war for control of the future.
Are you willing to fight?
Help us save the Oasis.
ESL One Katowice is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, Alienware, PaySafeCard, Logitech G, and Hacks.
Vodafone presents the post-match.
Welcome back to ESL One Katowice, and then there were three. That's right, Vici Gaming have made their fourth final of the DPC season. In the previous three finals, they've lost to Newbie, they've lost to Secret, and they've lost to Liquid. Good news for them, they won't be playing any of those three in the grand final as we're down to just the last three. We'll recap that match and also look forward ahead to the last semi-final of the night. But first, let's catch up with our panel members on a terrific semi-final one between two fantastic teams. Gents, just to start with, overall the series, Kevin, that's a great series. It's a great advert for Dota, isn't it?
Yes, very good series. Very close games all throughout. Lots of different picks, lots of different heroes, some surprises, and some really close matches.
Yeah, had a little bit of everything. That last game, though, Will, that was tough.
Yes.
Tough to watch as well, wasn't it, in places?
I mean, that match for a really long time, it was quite back and forth, but near the end, you could kind of see the direction that it was slowly starting to head towards. Like that bottom push, yes, you got a set of racks, but in Dota, especially in this kind of meta, it feels as though you have to take the fight eventually. And I think Vici completely understood that, and so they didn't get panicked when they got racks.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I wrote down, Cap, it just became impossible to kill any of the Vici players towards it. Liquid got 3 kills in the last 25 minutes of that game, but 20 in the first 30.
Sustain is the name of the game right now. It seems like so many tank lineups are actually so powerful. It was their answer to the Phantom Lancer in many ways, just being able to tank up as much as possible. I think that Vici Gaming played really well around each other with itemization as well. There were a couple times where there were some really clutch Glimmer Capes coming out.
Yeah, all the heroes just had so much armor. Between Dragon Knight, he never really was that farmed. Alchemist was extremely farmed, but they keep all the heroes alive. They continue to kite. I wasn't really sold on the Alchemist build for a while, to be honest. I was criticizing it for a while, but by the end of the game, it made a lot of sense. You get the really low cooldown stun. He's constantly channeling and throwing stuns that have the potential to do tons of damage. He doesn't die, and basically just buys his team time for the BKBs of their opponents to be out, and at that point, nobody's going to die.
Yeah, Underlord was tough to kill, Elk was tough to kill. I mean, in the end, did it feel inevitable to you that Vici would win? I know it was very close at the end with that little base race going, but it kind of felt like Vici were going to win that eventually, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I think the last like 15 or 20 minutes when Elk was just running around the team fight doing whatever he wanted, and we saw like 3 or 4 monster echo slams that really didn't do that much.
Yeah.
It felt like that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it was. And close at the end. I think props to Miracle. He's had a very good series, obviously. He's not going to feature in your MVP because he hasn't made the grand final because you're just horrible about that. But he's had a brilliant series in here and nearly at the end, took it all on his own.
Yeah, I think he understood. He made the correct decision in that. Maybe it gives you like a 1% play or something like that if GH can somehow catch something Miracle. But I think it was pretty impossible at that point. The Alk had BKB up. He was going to out DPS the PL, and that was just a rough situation to be in. But I mean, props to him. He kept that game alive for quite some time.
Yeah,
he had some really nice dodges.
Kept up with the Elk on the farm as well, which is not easy, is it?
Yeah, but he just, at the end, like, his team just couldn't kill anybody. You saw in the clips right there, like, the Earthshaker goes in. Young 11 has, like, 10 health left.
Yeah.
He Echo Slams. It feels like it does absolutely nothing at that point. Probably my MVP right now.
It was right after he picked up the 30 HP regen talent at level 20 as well, and you could actually see that coming into play as he just was actually out regenning the bit of damage that was coming out. I actually want to go back what Kevin was talking about, which was like for the last 20 minutes, it felt like the game was kind of secured. For me, it was like at 15 minutes in, I thought Liquid had the game. I thought they were definitely going to be able to close this out, and they got that fight up there in the top lane. I actually think that, despite it was a really long time ago, I think that was actually the most critical. Yeah, I think it was probably the most critical engagement. It was where Liquid finally, like, kind of lost control of the game because they went into an engagement. They weren't quite able to kill a Dragon Knight. Song of Siren goes out, and they actually decide to re-engage. And the re-engagement ends up losing them badly. That whole entire fight, and then they just start losing control from there.
Yeah, they tried that several times. I think it was 3 two very big fights, one smaller fight in trying to push that high ground. They just couldn't do it, could they?
No, it's Vici Gaming definitely improved. I mean, that's an old adage that Chinese teams very good at being able to defend high ground. Vici Gaming certainly showed that that is still in force.
They did. Through the grand final, it's the 4th time. Well, you made a point earlier on this week that this is the kind of team that can get to finals, but they just haven't shown that extra bit of quality to win them. Can they do it this time around?
I think in the past I was a little bit surprised when they'd make it to finals. Like I'd be like, really, Vici made it? But I think this time, regardless of what team gets through, I think Vici is the favorite. And I think that's the first time.
Yeah. They've played the best Dota at this tournament so far.
I think that's the first time that I've thought this way, because normally when they go into a finals, I think they're a significant underdog. I feel as though the team that they're up against is just slightly better. But this time around, I think definitively in this tournament, they've had one of the hardest roads. They had to play Liquid once, which is a tall task.
Twice.
Yeah, now they've had to play them twice.
VP.
I meant once in the group stage, once here, and then they had to play VP. That is not an easy group for anybody to go through. I think that they've well proved that they deserve the position that they're in right now.
Okay, I think just one more question for them as to whether they can win the final. Kevin, I want to ask you, or actually I want to ask you all about it. What's it like for the background staff? What's it like for the coach? What's it like for the manager when you're with a team on both sides of that fence?
What do you mean both sides?
Well, in terms of the coaches and managers of Liquid and the coaches and managers of Vici, what are they all going through right now? Because it's not just the players, is it?
I mean, it's really tough to be sitting and watching the game with your team and not being able to say anything. Even if maybe it might seem like a good thing, sometimes there can be small moments where giving them words of encouragement or saying, oh, X hero is building X item, but it'd be really smart if you build X thing. Yeah, like it's very stressful, very, very stressful to sit and watch.
Yeah, whether you're winning or losing.
Yeah, I'm sure if the game is close at all, yeah absolutely.
And Will, you've coached, obviously, you've been with Liquid. What will they be going through now? What will their coaching team and the managers be saying to them?
I think right now they're going to take some time to just, everybody will go their own way for a second, reassess. I know Curl probably wants to talk about the game like right now, and he's going to force his team to.
I saw him talking.
Yes.
To Miracle, straight up. They were like already talking about.
Yeah, that's always like the rough part, because Curl wants to like objectively just look at the game as fast as possible, like what emotions are running through
While it's fresh.
Exactly, and but I know like some of the guys will take it harder than others. I think he's been there. Losses, I mean, it's common for every Dota player, right? But I mean, being a coach in that position like feels the worst because you can't do anything. You see your guy struggling, and you have no influence at that point. Like the game is played. What can you do?
The same thing that whenever I've like seen Blitz or Bulba in that position, I get the feeling of powerlessness, where you just like you can't really do anything to help at that point.
Yeah, it's a rough road, isn't it? Thank you very much, gents, and thank you very much for all of the words of wisdom throughout that last series. We're going to move on, and we're headed to a break right now, just to reset things here in the Spodek Arena, allow the players time to set up for semi-final number 2, which is a really good semi-final. Virtus Pro versus Fnatic. But before we get there, why don't we get the words of wisdom from the people that know what it's like to be a manager of a Dota 2 professional team.
My name is Jaisal Parekh. I'm from Optic Gaming. My gamer tag is Spacel. I take care of a lot of different teams at Optic Gaming. We try to do a lot of scrims together with all 5 of our players. That's obviously the best way to practice and make sure there's good synergy and chemistry within our team. We have guys who take care of all of our nutrition, exercise, mental stability, you know, just to make sure our players are all staying sharp and focused. Dota's life, right? All of our guys just want to play Dota and they want to perform well. My passion's always been in managing sports teams and esports teams, and now I'm living the dream, so I'm very, very blessed to do what I'm doing right now.
My name is Vici. I am Virtus Pro team manager. I've been to many companies throughout my life, but this team is amazing that there are no conflicts in it. Each player is a really strong personality, but I don't know how the chemistry between them is magical. I feel like, I don't know, not a father, maybe elder brother sometimes, or mother in some cases. So they can definitely trust me. My whole life is dedicated to this job. This is my dream job, and I like it. And I like this is my way of life, you know, like lifestyle.
My name is Matthew Bailey. Most people know me as Savokmat. I'm the operations director for Team Secret. When I look at my team, definitely there's a strong personal connection there. You're spending more time with them than your family, essentially. So I do see them as a second family, and especially someone like Midone, one of the younger players on the team who needs guidance throughout his life. I feel like I'm there to help and make him comfortable on the team. When we look at conflicts within the team, I wouldn't call them conflicts, it's just more of discussions of opinions, and the captain has the authority to lead the players in the right direction, basically, and make the final decision. I love my job. I mean, I don't know why I couldn't, because I get to travel the world. I work on the game that I love and have followed for years and years. I think anyone in my position would be stupid not to love it.
I do. I want to get in there.
Wow, I'm not dead.
Are you dead?
Yeah.